Hello, everybody from around the world. Welcome to Niagara College and to our international division. We are hosting an information session for international students from around the world this morning. And I'm greeting you from my home in St. Catharines, Ontario, in the Niagara region, of course. And we're all getting ready and excited for you to come and join us in September, whether it's remotely, online study, or coming to see us on campus. So we've got a wealth of knowledge here on this panel today, and I know you have lots of questions. There's lots of uncertainties at this time, but you know what? Good for you for moving forward with your academic study plans and for starting your NC journey with us. So throughout the next month, and at the beginning of September, our team, and always throughout your studies, our team is here to support you. We have an amazing group of academic and service professionals here today. So just to start, hi everybody, I can see different people are joining us. That's great. So to start, just asking everyone, all the attendees, please put your questions in the Q&A, and our team of panelists that are here and our other colleagues in international will continuously be answering your questions. We want to make sure that you leave feeling assured and confident about your upcoming studies. So just things that you're going to learn about today. So we're going to provide some immigration and study visa updates from Michelle Ritchie, who is an international student advisor. Michelle Silk will provide some information on student engagement and support that we're providing to students, gearing you up for your studies. And also, they're really lucky. They've got the fun part of our department, that's for sure. And then we have Karan Salgotra, who is an international housing coordinator, and he's going to provide information on the quarantine plan that we have and also other valuable housing information. And we also have some of our colleagues from Information Technology Services joining us, ITS, at Niagara College. You know, particularly for those of you that are studying online, I know you have a lot of questions about what the computer requirements are, but also if you're studying on campus, you'll be studying in a hybrid format, which means that some of your classes will be on campus, and there'll be some online components as well. So, so I don't know if so just some of the key updates, I mentioned that. Some updates from me. So we have, Niagara College has determined which programs will be delivered online and which programs will be delivered on campus. And please be assured that our faculty worked hard to determine how to deliver these programs, and all programs will have a very high quality of academic excellence. And you will achieve all of your learning outcomes, whether you're studying online or on campus. So we want, your journey will start, as I said, your NC journey will start whether it's online or on campus. Just something to think about, a couple things with the online study. So we have questions about students receiving their visas. So the IRCC has stated that if you study 50% of your program online, you are still eligible to apply for your postgraduate work permit. That time will be counted towards your postgraduate work permit. However, you need a visa in order to do so. And I know Michelle will talk more about this in her presentation. Another thing I wanted to note is we've received several requests for letters of support from students that are studying online because they want to travel and study in Canada. Unfortunately, this is not deemed as a reason for essential travel, and you may be turned away by CBSA, the Canada Border Service Agency, at the borders. And this is not an experience we want you to have. So please, if you're studying online, stay home, stay safe, stay healthy. And then when we can get you here on our beautiful campuses and welcome you in person, we will be so pleased to do so. Okay, so also I just wanted to mention about confirming your spot. If you haven't made your payment, please do so according to the date, the invoice date on your invoice that you received. I've put a few links into the chat box. So one of them is regarding how you can make payment. And then also I've put in some links for NC-wide updates regarding the coronavirus. And then also specifically for NC International regarding the coronavirus update. So lots of frequently asked questions that are asked by students are responded to there. So I'm going to start off with Karan because we all know that it's really important to feel safe and happy at home in order for you to be successful in your life and in your academic studies. So I'm going to ask Karan to start, and he can talk about the quarantine program. It's in Karan, the quarantine program that you guys have put together is very impressive and supportive of our students. So I'm going to pass it over to you to talk about that and some other housing things for our students.
Perfect. Thank you, Joanne, and hello, everyone. So I want to talk about the quarantine plan, which we discussed last week, that we'll be offering you, all students who are in level 1 hybrid program or returning students. So let's talk about the details of that, from quarantine registration to what's included in the confirmation and things like what we will provide you in the residence. So let's talk about what will. So again, like I said, we discussed last week that we reached out to all level 1 students who were in hybrid program and returning students. We got a lot of responses back, and we started to reach out to those students to fill out registration form. So it's different than what you filled out last Friday. It's your quarantine registration, which include many details. So I'm going to talk about what's included in the registration form. It's simple things like date of your arrival, flight details, dietary preference, any allergies you have, any little details we should know to make arrangements for you, you should put in there. So what's going to happen when you arrive? So before your arrival, you will have a quarantine package confirmation. So what's included in that confirmation, right? So it's going to start with a letter of confirmation claiming that you have enrolled in Niagara College quarantine plan and you're fully booked. So this is a nice little letter you can show to CBSE officer that, hey, here's my quarantine plan, and all the details are in it. So residence confirmation with check-in date and check-out date and details of our residence. It's very important. Airport pickup confirmation, as your package includes airport pickup, it will have all the details, how you're gonna get to your vehicle, to the airport. Your meal plan confirmation will be in it. A packing list recommendation from us, from what you should pack in your carry-on and what you should have in your checked-in luggage. We will also include an airport arrival checklist, which will give you insight of what happens when you meet a CBSE officers and what things you should present now. So from overall, we want to prepare you from the moment you leave your home country and to arrive to Canada. What will you see when you arrive to your room? So that's probably a big question, everyone thinking that how the room's gonna look like. We will have a bedding package there for you. It will include new pillows, new comforters, new bed sheets, fresh towels, new shower curtains, and fresh face towels, all to make sure, like we said in the beginning, health and safety is the biggest concern. We're not reusing anything. There will be a set bedding package for you, ordered for you, and everything there is brand new. You will also see that you have a make your own breakfast boxes there. We'll have additional grocery items there for you, like bread, jam. You have your oatmeal. You will have a lot of breakfast items. You'll have fresh fruits. You will have your refrigerator items there for you, for your milk and juice and all that. And you will also see in the refrigerator, you'll have your first set of meals. So after the registration, once we start the confirmation process, we'll also reach out to you with a set menu, asking you, please let us know what would you like to have for lunch and dinner for the next 2 days when you arrive. Doesn't matter if you're arriving 2 in the morning, if you're arriving 8 a.m., if you're arriving 10 a.m., we have a set staff who is just working through both residents to making sure before you arrive in your room, you have everything already set there, nice and sanitized and clean, so that we don't have to enter the room later. Once you are in the room, nobody will be entering the room for the next 14 days. And additionally, same for you, you're not allowed to leave that room for absolutely no purpose. We will do daily check-ins with you. We will provide you a list of items. If you run a particular item, we have a center store in both the residence, and we can provide that item right back to you. So I hope this explains a lot to you about how your quarantine confirmation is going to look like, how your residence setup is going to look like. And like I said, Niagara College has all this focus on making sure your transition from your home country to Canada is as smooth as possible. So this goes really about your quarantine, and then what's after, right? You're 14 days in your quarantine, but what's going to happen after once your quarantine is over? So throughout those 2 weeks of quarantine, we'll be hosting housing session every Tuesdays and Thursdays, where we're going to help you to confirm your housing after. So if you already do not have a housing confirmed right now, maybe you have not reached out to landlords, and it is a good time. You're in country, you can do your research. We can provide you a lot of resources, like from homestay program, we have residence, we have off-campus housing, we have private residence in local areas. So if you want to explore those options as well, this is a very good time. So once you're done with your registration, we'll take care of the rest, and then you can focus on other things. If you're not sure what options you have, you can always check our housing website. But if you're not really sure that which option you should choose, reach out to us, housing@niagaracollege.ca. I'll put the email in the chat, housing@niagaracollege.ca. Please send us an email. Please include your name and student number, and say if you're arriving with a family, if you're arriving with a friend, or if you're just arriving yourself and you're not sure which type of housing you should choose, reach out to us and we'll work with you and we'll provide you as many options as possible. So I'll be here through the whole session, and I'll be answering all your questions. Please put your questions in Q&A, not in the chat, the Q&A, so we can answer it. A lot of staff will be here who can answer your questions, and we'll provide you as much information as possible. So like I said again, if you need any help in terms of securing a housing after your quarantine, please email us at housing@niagaracollege.ca. I will put in the chat again. Joanne, back to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Karan. And that's so great. Again, it's just really impressive how your team is going to support students during that challenging quarantine time. And I know also you're going to do some check-ins and having some PAL mentors, calling them and making sure they're not feeling too lonely. I'm sure that, they'll have Wi-Fi and they'll be connected to their friends and family at home, but it'll start them feeling connected with our team here at Niagara. Karan, I'm getting a question. I saw a question regarding when will we provide a letter of support for the students that to enter Canada after they've registered for the quarantine program?
Very, very good question. So your letter of support, or which is the travel support letter, will come with your confirmation package. So in the same email, the list I described you, which you will get in your confirmation. Addition to that, you will get your insurance information and your letter of support. So all in one email. You can print it all and make sure you have it ready when you arrive at the border.
That's great. Okay. And so also, I'm just going to reiterate because I did see the question again. So for students studying online, Niagara College will not be providing a travel letter of support because online studies is not deemed as an essential reason to travel to Canada. And again, we would not want to see you being turned away at the border. We have heard of stories of students who are studying online trying to come into Canada, and it's not working. So unfortunately, we're not able to provide those letters. So again, I'll just say, stay home and study and stay safe. Okay, thanks a lot, Karan. That was great. So Michelle Silk, I saw your video, your cooking video that you created for the NC at Home series. Yes. And I need to try that cake. Oh, probably because my daughter would really like it. Yeah. So I need to try making that ice cream cake. That looked great. But so I actually put in our Instagram links and our Facebook links on the chat. So if somebody wants to check out Michelle's video on and other videos from our NC staff on cooking, I'm sure that would be fun. But Michelle, I know you're here to talk about how we're going to engage with students over the next little while, so I'll pass it over to you.
Thank you so much, Joanne. Hi, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. It's so nice to be here today. I am covering for my colleague, Natalie Boverhoff, today, so I hope I can do her proud. Again, my name is Michelle Silk. I am the International Student Services Coordinator for the International Division. I work most closely at the Welland campus, but I like to get to Niagara-on-the-Lake as much as possible, or the Daniel J. Patterson campus. I am going to just turn my camera off here, and I'm going to screen share a presentation. I have notes just to make sure I cover everything that Natalie would like me to cover today. Okay. Give me 1 second here. Okay. Okay, so the first thing I am going to talk about, we're going to talk about some of the updates regarding our pre-orientation and orientation planning, our BNC Ready app, helping you to connect with the Niagara College community, staff, new students, and PAL mentors. Our PALs are what we call a pre-arrival link, and they're current Niagara College students who want to help you, our new students, and they're here to answer your questions. And we also have Marilia, who's one of our colleagues on the app, helping to answer those questions as well. So as I mentioned, I'm covering for Natalie today, who is our Student Engagement Coordinator for the International Division. When you are here, we run all sorts of social activities, and we're going to continue to do that even though they'll be virtual. We run different Zoom sessions, clubs, conversation activities, games. We work with our student government for karaoke and bingo nights. It's a lot of fun. We have live concerts with other schools. So there are lots of activities to still participate in. They will be virtually from your computer, but you can still win all sorts of great Niagara College prizes and gift cards. We have some great swag, Niagara College swag that we like to give away. So today I am specifically here to talk to you about our orientation and our pre-orientation sessions. Our NC Ready kickoff starts on August the 4th. So it's only just a few days away now, which is absolutely crazy. We will have live presentations, live chats, question and answer sessions, opportunities for you to connect with returning students, opportunities to hear information from other different service areas around the college, our student government. There's just so much going on. You will start to receive emails if you may have already received some. So please check your spam folders, which will have links for all of the sessions, but also our main orientation website, which is on the college website. You'll be able to see all of these links. And after a session happens, if you happen to miss something, we will have a recording of every single session posted on the website as well as our app. So even if you miss something today, you can find this presentation on the app. Or if you miss something due to time zone, or if you were working, you will be able to watch all of these sessions afterwards. And then if you still have questions, of course, please feel free to reach out or ask questions on the app to our PAL mentors or to Marilia. So another important date that is coming up is for our remote post-secondary and graduate orientation. Those will be happening on Friday, September 4th, and that's our International Day. On that day, of course, you'll get some important information from your international student advisors. We call them ISAs, our housing and settlement team, and we will also have an immigration presentation. So lots of important information, but please keep in mind, this is a remote orientation, so please do not come to campus. Even if you are in Canada, you will still not be coming to campus. Everything will be remote, and Natalie and I will be doing everything through Zoom, Blackboard Collaborate, so there's absolutely no need to come to the campus. On Tuesday, September the 8th, that is the college-wide orientation. So you will have program information sessions. It's really important to attend these sessions. This is where you're going to find out, I'll say, meat and potatoes of your program. You're going to find out what's required. You'll be able to meet your teachers, your classmates. You'll find out information about your co-op if you have one. And just a reminder that classes will begin on Wednesday, September the 9th. And if you're taking part in our English program, so English for academic preparation, that orientation happens over 2 days, Tuesday, September 3rd, and Friday, September 4th. Now, with these sessions, it's really important that you are here, not just because of the information, but because at them, we will also be doing our language testing and our language assessments to be able to place you in the proper level. Our EAP program has 5 levels, and it's all online, and in your schedule, you'll be given certain Zoom times, certain assignment times, but it's really important to make sure that we do place you in the right level, so really important to attend both of those days. So the next thing I would like to talk about, just going to go to the next slide here. Timetable selection is coming up. So we do have 3 help sessions, and you can join these sessions by visiting our event page or on the app, which I'm going to talk about next. So on Thursday, August 6th at 8:30 in the morning, Thursday, August 6th at 3 p.m., and Friday, August 7th at 8:30 a.m. our time. And we will have international student advisors. We'll have PAL mentors in there just to help and support you select your new timetable. Okay, and the next thing I would like to talk about is the BNC Ready app. We're so excited about this, as this app is an amazing tool for all orientation information, just connecting with new students. So the orientation information is in there. All the links that are important and important websites will also be in there. There is a question and answer section, staff listings, so you can check out what staff you might need to talk to. But there's also links to live videos like this session today will be posted there. You'll be able to watch live or Zoom sessions right from the app, but it's also a really great engagement tool for you to connect with students and staff. You'll be able to meet other students from your program there. I believe we have over 260 people, new students on our app. And again, it's just a really great place to chat and connect with one another. You can post pictures, look for people in your program. We are also creating groups, so you'll be able to have program groups, or we can have clubs. So I'm just going to go to the next page here. So you can use this link to download the app, but you can also do it virtually. I'm going to click here. Actually, I'm going to stop screen sharing just for a moment. Sorry guys, I just have a new screen to share here. Oh my goodness. Well, I may have lost the screen I was going to share. I'm so sorry, everyone. That's okay. I was just going to show you what the app looked like on the back end, but maybe I still have it. Anyways, if you click this link, it will take you right to what the website or the app looks like, and you'll be able to see all the communication that's happening in there right now. And I certainly encourage everybody to do so. So that is all I have for today. And I'll turn it over to you, Joanne.
Thanks, Michelle. That app looks incredible. Congratulations to you and Natalie and your team. And I did go on and check it out, and it really has a lot of great features, so students can not only be aware about what's happening, but like you said, be able to engage with each other and make new friends through the app. So it's pretty neat. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I encourage everyone, all the students online with us today, please take advantage of the engagement program that their team has put together, because it's a great way for you to not only prepare yourself for your studies at Niagara College. They're going to have all sorts of topics to get you ready through the BNC Ready program, but also it'll get you excited about coming and joining us for your studies in the fall. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it over to my friend and colleague, Michelle Ritchie, who is an international student advisor. And Michelle has lots of key updates for us on immigration and what's happening with study visa permits right now.
Hi, everyone. So welcome to our session. I'm just going to take a moment here and share the screen with you. So I noticed a lot of you in the chat are asking about immigration updates. So that is primarily what I'm going to be talking about. Hopefully everyone can see my screen. Yes? Okay. So one of the things, especially for the people in the chat, on here, I have the current IRCC and CBSA regulations. So I would like to first start by clarifying 2 different things. IRCC is Immigration, Refugee, Citizenship Canada. Now, while they make the regulations and they issue study permits, they are not the ones who let you into the country. CBSA, or Canada Border Services Agency, who works who work in conjunction with IRCC would be the people who allow you to come into the country. So I think there's a lot of confusion around some of the current regulations and being allowed to travel to Canada. So hopefully I can clarify that for you. And in the meantime, there are these links that I believe you'll be able to access later for yourself. So for many of you, you're asking, can I come to Canada? So there are some things you really need to look at to see if this is viable. So who can come to Canada at this point? So and you notice it says attempt, you can try. So there is no guarantee at this point. So you first must make sure that there are flights functioning from your home country to Canada. We don't want to see people trying to cross into third and fourth countries trying to get here, because you may get stuck in another country, which you don't want to do. You must also make sure that your program is still running and it requires you to be on campus. So for many of you, your programs are 100% online. So this means you are not required to be on campus. So you would not be one of the people that should be trying to travel to Canada. And then the last very important piece is you already have a study permit, or your study permit approval letter was issued before March 18th. So if all three of those cases are true for you, there are flights, your program is being delivered on campus, and your study permit was issued before March 18th, you can try to come to Canada. But again, it does not mean you will be guaranteed entry. Now, for the rest of you, please do not make plans to travel to Canada at this point in time until the travel bans are lifted. So we have a lot of questions about people who just got study permits, who are waiting for study permits. You will not be traveling to Canada at this time. If it is after March 18th, you're not allowed to enter. You are part of the travel ban. If your program is being delivered fully online, so you do not need to be on campus, you do not need to travel at this time. And of course, if there are no flights to Canada, you cannot travel. So hopefully that clarifies a little bit about who can and can't try to come to Canada. So some of the highlights and some things that are very, very important for you to know. I know many of you are coming to Canada. Okay, I'm sorry, this is a new one, I just want to make sure. So IRCC understands about the difficulty for students who are still waiting for study permits. So there have been a few important changes. So one of the important changes on July 14th is that IRCC put in a temporary two-stage approval process for study permits for students who are planning to come in the fall. So I noticed in our questions that we have some of you that fall into this category. So basically, some of you are still waiting for approval in principle. So you haven't been fully approved, but if you meet the eligibility requirements, you may be able to travel, or I'm sorry, not travel, be able to start your studies. I'm not going to go into this in detail because it is a little confusing. If you are still waiting for a study permit, you've applied and you're waiting, can you please reach out to one of your ISAs so they can discuss this in detail with you? Now, the more important summary I want to point out for those of you that are worried about not being able to study in Canada, I recognize that most of you are hoping to get a postgraduate work permit after your studies. So a postgraduate work permit, as you know, is an open work permit. The length can be anywhere from 1 to 3 years, and it's a stepping stone to permanent residency. So normally, IRCC regulations state that you can only do 50% of your studies online. However, given the current situation with COVID, IRCC has done something really, really great. And students who are overseas and unable to travel to Canada because of the travel ban or because their studies are fully online, their time studied will count towards the postgraduate work permit. So this is amazing. This means that you don't need to be here in Canada to start your studies and still be eligible for the postgraduate work permit. So for those of you that are scrambling and keep asking us for a support letter, I'm very sorry. If your studies are online, you will not be getting a support letter, because you can start studying from your home country, and you should start studying from your home country. I recognize that some of you don't like the online format. That's a different situation, and we can talk about that academically. But again, there's no guarantee you will get into Canada if you don't meet all of the criteria. Okay, so just to summarize, this is very important. If you are planning on coming, please know the travel restrictions in your own country. Check with your local airport and your federal government. Are you allowed to leave? Are you going to be at the airport and they tell you you can't leave? Please be aware of the current travel restrictions I've already stated. So those travel restrictions we post on our website, they're on the IRCC website, they're on the CBSA website. So there's full access to this. Those restrictions, again, if you don't have a study permit issued on or before March 18th and travel is not essential, please do not try to come to Canada. You know that once you're coming to Canada, there is a mandatory 2-week quarantine. Karan already talked about that. Be sure you're ready, because CBSA is following up on that. And if you don't have a good plan, again, even if you can travel, you won't be entering. And one of the last things, have you completed our BNC Ready modules? This will prepare you academically, culturally. There's a lot of really important information in there that's going to help you be successful and be ready for the time when you can come join us here. So lastly, where can you go? So again, here is your IRCC website. These are the most current updates. We have our B and C Ready modules if you haven't already begun those. And of course, Canada Border Services Agency. For many of you, you may not know who we are, so we do have a full team here. So depending on who your program, or sorry, not who your program, depending on your program cohort, you will have a different student advisor. So Mamta works at Niagara-on-the-Lake campus and does many of the hospitality programs, the bachelor programs, as well as accounting and the postgraduate certificates. Laura Fakla also works at Niagara-on-the-Lake campus. She does the culinary programs, wine, beer, all of those fun programs. She does some horticulture and environmental programs. I'm very sorry, Welling campus have so many programs that I can't really tell you. Paul Kelly does, I believe, the School of Technology, ESL, and a number of other programs. I work at Niagara-on-the-Lake campus, and I do primarily School of Business. So all of my programs are online right now. Anna McQuinston works at Welling campus. I believe, I'm not even going to say what she does. And also Charles works at Welling campus. So you will have been introduced to us via email, and we're here to help you at any time. So please reach out to us. We're happy to chat with you and answer more questions. And I will end my presentation now. So I'm going to hand it back to Joanne Malpe, and I am here and I will be answering questions on chat.
Thanks, Michelle. That was really informative, and I hope it clarified a lot of questions the students are having about traveling. There is a lot of information, but please read through, well, you know, check out the CIC website yourself to make sure that you're updated on any changes that occur. But Michelle laid out some very clear guidelines on who should be traveling and who shouldn't be traveling. One of the questions we continue to get with respect to the online study and providing a letter of support is if you do not have the proper bandwidth or there's time zone issues for you studying as an international student. So This is not deemed as this is not a warranted reason for you to travel to Canada, unfortunately. So we will not be able to provide letters of support in those cases. So we strongly encourage you, just with respect to the time zone difference, our faculty are well aware. We have about 45% international students at Niagara College, and our faculty are very used to teaching international students from around the world, and they're well aware that you're in different countries and studying, and they're going to come up with a study plan that works for you, that works for their students. So there may be some synchronized learning and some asynchronized, which means that there might be some learning that you would do independently with different courses, and there could be some lectures. Like one of the things that we've discovered with the regional management team is 8 o'clock in the morning is a great time here for most places around the world. So your faculty, they're going to keep that in mind when they're developing the program plan for your online learning. So it's a new undertaking, perhaps. I'm actually learning online myself, and I've adapted very well, and I think you can too. We've all adapted a lot in this time, and I'm sure that if you stay home and study online for your first term, and like I said, when things are healthy and safe, we're just so excited to have you on campus. So I'm going to ask. I think what we'll do now is we'll take a look at some of the Q&A, and I'll ask some of my colleagues if they see any questions that are trending and they'd like to jump in and answer them, to go ahead and do so. So let's, I'm going to open this up, but again, I'll just ask my colleagues who've been reading these if they want to jump in to please feel free. So, Corinne, I'm still seeing questions around the quarantine confirmation package, and then also around when they'll get their letter of support. I've seen that a few times. Would you like to just address that again for us, please?
Yes, definitely. So
Thank you.
I'm in Q&A answering those as well. But like I said before, your quarantine package and your travel support letter will be all in one email when we send it out to you, attached with your insurance information. So you have a whole details of your quarantine regarding your residence, airport pickup, your meals, and all the other detail. Then you'll have a travel support letter, and you have your insurance details. So all in one big package, and pretty much everything you need from traveling from your home and to arriving to Canada. I hope that answers your question. Thank you.
Thanks, Karan. So there's quite a few students that are asking about the Motive Power program and a letter that they have received. So that program was oversubscribed, and so we are going to communicate with those students. We've offered some alternative program options, and so we'd like you to work with your agent, and I can also work with you again. I'm the regional manager for South Asia. So I'm happy to work with you on selecting an alternative program option for you, whether it's in the fall 2020 term or January 2021. So please let's connect offline and we can have a conversation. Please email me. We can help sort that out, and I'll also be working with your educational agents, so please check in with them, and we're going to address that challenge. So the program is oversubscribed. So again, we're just encouraging you to take a look at the letter you received and select a program either from fall 2020 or January 2021, okay? And I'll support you with that and help you select a new program so you can start your NC studies. Okay, folks, colleagues of mine, is there any other trending questions that anybody would like to address?
Hi, Joe. It's Fernando here. So there's an interesting question for Kran, and Kran, you can definitely help us out over here. So it's a question from Christine Brooks. She's asking, I would like to ask regarding housing, if you allow kids, so 3 and 5 years old. My family and I will be going to Canada this winter. Hope you can help me.
Definitely, definitely we can. We have a lot of students who travel with their home or their husbands, their kids, their wives. We can definitely help you that. Please reach out to us. So you won't see much options on our website because a lot of these listings are mostly student based, but we definitely have more leads for you. In this case, you're probably looking at renting a 3-bedroom apartment or 2-bedroom apartment or in a house. Again, we want to make sure it's closer to campus. It's because once you're going to arrive, you don't have a car, so we want to make sure it's on a route for buses. We want to make sure it's closer to all the necessities. So yeah, reach out to us at housing@niagaracollege.ca. I'm going to put the email in the chat, and what we will do is we will work with you directly, kind of understand your needs, and we'll try to offer you and try to work with you to create a best housing plan possible, because you also need to consider that you want your kids to be in the school and the school should be closed. So we'll work with all those scenarios and to make sure you're in the best location possible for you to go to college, for your kids to go to school, and if your husband or your wife need to go to work.
Amazing. Thanks, Karan. Joe.
Hi, Joanne.
Yeah, hi, Michelle. Go ahead.
Sorry, I want to address the questions we keep getting about the internet in home country, delivery of classes. So I'm going to keep reiterating, as much as you might personally believe. Okay, I'll give a couple examples. So number one, we are getting a lot of questions about how can I attend classes in real time with the time difference. As Joanne stated earlier, we have a very big international student population, and given the current situation, we're very aware of this issue. There are two types of classes. You have real time, or you have asynchronous learning, which means you can do it at any time. Most of your classes will be accessible anytime. Your teachers are well aware that, you know, if it's 1 a.m. over there, you're not signing into a class here. So that may mean lectures are recorded so that you can see it when it's convenient for you. So this, again, is not a reason for essential travel. Time difference is not a reason for essential travel. You will not get a letter. The second question we keep having is about internet. So it's been very clear, the only places that CBSA would even take into consideration internet would be places, for example, where they have censorship and are unable to access certain sites. So it could be places like Saudi Arabia, China, Cuba. It would be there are very few places, but they just couldn't access it. And in terms of your own personal situation, during a storm, power goes out. During a storm, power goes out here too, believe it or not. So that is not a valid reason for CBSA to let you into Canada, unfortunately. We also cannot verify what your personal internet situation is. So I know you guys are anxious to come here. We want you to come here. But again, like Joanne said, what we don't want, and I can tell you as being an ISA and being very active on the immigration boards, are people being turned back, because that is what will happen if you try to enter the country and you don't meet all of the criteria. So right now, again, the criteria is very specific. Study permit issued on or before March 18th, and travel is essential, meaning your class is being delivered on campus. If it is not being delivered on campus, it is not essential. Lastly, if you feel like you'll struggle online, reach out to your ISA, because we have wonderful supports available to you. Your teachers know that this can be a struggle, so we all want you to succeed online. So believe me when I say we have extra supports for you so you can succeed from home. Please do not travel unless you meet the criteria. That's all.
That's great, Michelle. Thanks for clarifying that and reassuring the students about online study. And we're here to support you. I hope you can see from this amazing team. We're all very passionate about your success. We have something at Niagara College we call My NCDNA, and we're very passionate about each and every student that comes, and we want you to succeed. So there are lots of supports at the college, academic, social, health, all different types of supports that are here to help you in your journey while you're studying, whether it be online or on campus for the fall. Okay, so again, we're here to help you, and we want you to come and be a part of our NC family, and hopefully we'll all be back on campus soon. And you know, we look, hopefully January, things will be better and everybody will be on campus. So, okay, any other hot questions out there, guys, that you think need to be answered?
Yes. So there's a question from an anonymous attendee, but it's for, I think it's best for Michelle Ritchie. The question is, there are 3 timetable dates given and 2 timings for August the 6th. My timetable selection is on the August the 6th, but which timing should I choose? So they're pretty much asking for like a timetable selection. So how it works, what they should do.
Fernando, do you know which program? There's 2 different times on August 6th?
I can talk about that. That one is just for timetable help, Fernando.
Oh,
thank you.
Okay.
Those are just help sessions.
See, okay. See, so now we have an answer. It's only for the timetable sessions, guys.
Yeah, those were just help times.
Amazing.
Okay, thanks for clarifying, Michelle. Any other questions? Let's take a look.
There's an interesting question here that Michelle Silko can help. It's, hello, could you please highlight the English for academic preparation orientation? Like, is it for all students for every course, mandatory or optional? So questions about orientation here.
Thank you, Fernando. Yes, orientation is mandatory. If you are studying in the EAP, so English for Academic Preparation course, the 2-day orientation session is mandatory because that is where they will be tested into their levels. So that is only for students who are studying for the English for Academic Preparation. If they join the app, Fernando, and hopefully they all will, there is more information about those orientation sessions on that app.
Amazing. And that's one amazing recommendation for all students, right? So please go to the App Store on your phone and download the BNC Ready app, because it's a great channel to communicate with the college and to see amazing information about the events, orientation, the BNC Ready modules, and lots of information that you need to start your program at Niagara College.
And we're updating that daily as we get more and new information, and working with our other partners at the college, Center for Student Engagement and Leadership. So we're always updating that.
Amazing.
Awesome, thanks guys. Another question, I've seen it a few times, and students are still asking if their program is being delivered online or on campus. So at the very start of the chat session, I posted a link, program planning for the fall 2020 term. And if you go into there, into that link, you can enter your program name, and it will tell you if it's being delivered online or in a hybrid format. So again, the on-campus learning will be a hybrid format. Some of your learning will be done on campus, and then some of it will be done online at home. But please take a look at that if you're still unsure. Also, you should have received some communication from the college. Earlier this month, we sent out some communication regarding online computer learning requirements. So please take a look at that letter. And if you have any questions, we do have our team that the response team answering questions. So you can email international@niagaracollege.ca with any questions you have at all, and they'll be really happy to respond to you. They have a lot of resources, and they can connect you with somebody else in our team to answer a question further if needed. Okay, any other questions that anybody's seeing?
Yes, there's a question from Valentina. Valentina is asking, my program will be online and I want to know about the computer features and how to get them. I have a MacBook Air, so what could you recommend me? Valentina, so your computer should be more than enough to access all the features that you need in order to start your classes. But if you have any further questions, you can email me if you want. I'm the regional manager for the Americas, and I assume by your name that you're probably from Latin America. And you can email me at latam@niagaracollege.ca. Okay, so you can write me there, and I can help you and walk you through the process if you need. Okay.
And there's also on our NC International website where there's a Q&A, there is some resources there about what's required to learn online. So please take a look at that. And also, as I mentioned, we did send out a letter to students that are learning online earlier this month that has all the requirements. But please reach out to your regional manager for any questions like that. We're all here to support you.
Joe, we're getting Tony James is sending a question. So culinary management program is not showing January intake, no details about the program. So Tony is probably asking about the culinary management. So when it's offered, would you mind talking about the culinary management for this fall and for the next intakes?
Yeah, so culinary management is offered 3 times a year. So it might not be that it's not currently open in January, but please keep an eye on that. I'm not sure if you've already been accepted into the September start and you're looking to defer, so it should be opening up soon. There is a January intake for that. So keep an eye on that program availability link, and you should see that open up soon. Or you can work with one of our preferred agent partners to apply for that. And if you want to email me, I can recommend one of them to you. So I'll put my email in the chat box, and you're welcome to email me, and I can connect you with one of our agents. I'm thinking the students from India. I don't know, Fernando, I didn't see the name, but I can.
It was Tony James. So I'm not sure where Tony's from.
Okay. I think I emailed with Tony actually. But yeah, Tony, please follow up with me, and we'll look at that culinary management program for you for January.
Great. There's probably Michelle Silk or Michelle Ricci can help with this. Maybe you, Joe. So it's a question from Gabriela. Gabriela is asking, I can't access my NC email. I sent an email to the support more than a week ago, and they responded asking for my phone number, but so far no one contacted me. How it can be resolved? I think it can be some problems due to the online classes, and because of it, I can apply for my student ID. I'm already in Canada.
Okay, Michelle, do you want to take that one?
I hope you mean Michelle R.
So yeah, Michelle R.
Right, Fernando, repeat the question.
Sure. So it's a question from Gabriela Donadel Vaz de Gois. She's asking, I can access my NC email. How it can be resolved? I think it can cause some problems with your online classes, and because of it, I can't apply for my student ID. I'm already in Canada.
You can't open your email. Did you create your NC account? That would be the first step. And if you cannot, so first step would be creating your NC account, not email. So you have to actually, maybe because they're not able to sign in on campus. Were you ever on campus?
That's a very good question. So Gabriela, by your name as well, I'm assuming that you're from Latin America, so you can write to me directly as well. I'm the regional manager for the Americas. My name is Fernando, and you can email me at fgama@niagaracollege.ca. Okay, so I'll leave the email to you in a private reply, and you can email me. Okay.
They can also email their ISA, and we'll help them. We'll connect them with tech support. But my guess is if some of these people are in Canada and we're on campus, they may not be able to open their account from their home computer. But it's an ITS issue.
Okay, so there's a question for I think it's a question for Karan. Karan is still around? So there was a question, 2 questions that can be answered by you, Karan. So one is the student is asking if it's mandatory to purchase the quarantine plan from Niagara College, and is he allowed to arrange a quarantine plan of his own?
So that's a very good question, Fernando. So as you said, yes, it is mandatory quarantine plan. However, if you don't have your own plan, you have to reach out to us explaining, giving us details about that plan, because we need to make sure that that's just the IRCC criteria of self-isolation facility. A lot of students who are saying that I can isolate and
Ron.
Sorry, yeah, your voice is breaking up very badly. So I don't know if it's connection, but you sound like the Terminator. Okay, so let's wait until Karan can fix the situation over here.
I'm still seeing questions regarding, the letters of support for travel. So again, once you've registered for our quarantine program and provide us with your flight information and proof of visa that you received your visa on or before March 18th, then we're going to provide you with a letter of support that you can use for travel. So that will be handled through the housing team, and you would have received a newsletter either to yourself or through your agent. So if you did not receive that letter, please follow up with your agent, because we did send out the information to all students who are studying on campus in regards to the mandatory quarantine program. So check in with your agent, and once you get that, please register, follow the registration as Karan outlined earlier, and then we're going to send you a full package with your quarantine plan and also with a letter of support.
Oh,
can you hear me clearly now?
No, your voice is still.
What have you done?
I think he has like the Terminator voice app or something.
Internet connectivity issues there.
It happens.
Or maybe he has his phone volume on too at the same time. I know if mine does, it goes all crazy.
Yeah, so maybe there's a question here that Michelle Ricci can help. There's a question from Janish. Janish is asking, what if the situation gets better in the middle of the course and there's no travel ban? Can I travel? And it's asking, please answer this live. So here we are. We're granting your request, Janish.
Sure, Janish. If the travel ban is lifted, certainly you would be able to travel. That's the answer, point blank, very short. I wouldn't recommend, obviously, though, traveling in the middle of your studies. If you start online, keep in mind when you come to a new country, and especially when you're coming from halfway across the world, it's not like you're gonna get here, set up, and continue studying. You need to find housing. You need to know where to buy food, where to go. So usually setup for most students is anywhere from 2 weeks to a month, realistically. So even if they lift the travel ban in the middle of your studies, you would want to come at a time where you're able to focus on setting up in Canada. So that's my answer. But if it's lifted, yes, you could travel.
Okay, so there's another question regarding online classes and if they're recorded. So what will happen, as Michelle and I both mentioned, your faculty are well aware that students are studying from all over the world. And so they'll provide probably a mix of synchronous and asynchronous learning, which means that there will be times where you're going to be learning independently, maybe watching some videos, and doing some writing. And then other times there could be a live lecture, but the faculty member will take this into account and work with his or her class on the program to make sure that everyone is supported in the learning. And again, we want you to succeed. So if you're having challenges with any of the format, please provide that feedback to your faculty member, and they'll work with you. There's also, as Michelle said, there's lots of resources that we have for students for studying online. So your international student advisors are a wealth of knowledge and resources to give you advice and support with how to learn online successfully. And this is a short-term thing. So, you know, as I said, we're hoping we're going to be back on campus in January, and learning online will be a short term. Of course, none of us can predict the future, but things are looking very good here in the Niagara region and in Canada. So I think we have 55 active cases in the Niagara region. Things are quite low. We've moved into stage 3 of reopening in the province of Ontario. So things are opening up, things are looking good. So we're all hopeful that we'll be back on campus and learning in full swing in January. Okay, Fernando.
That's great. That's great.
Any other questions?
Yes, I have many questions. It's nonstop over here.
Okay.
They're on fire. So a question. So Tony James is actually from India. And Tony James just sent another question. See, Tony James, you're a friend, buddy. We're helping you here.
I emailed with Tony James. I know I did.
Yeah, so we just heard a rumor that restrictions will be removed for international students who can't do online classes in September. Is there any chance for that? Should we wait for confirmation or deferment is the best choice? Please reply live if possible. Your request is granted, Tony. So a rumor, if there's any chance for that, I wish I had a crystal ball or I'm a very good friend of Justin Trudeau, but I'm not. But I'll defer that question to Michelle Ritchie. Over to you, Michelle.
Yeah, Tony, that's fully a rumor. The only restriction that had currently changed was in regards to US students. And I believe that was the rumor that we were waiting for that. As of now, no travel restrictions are not being lifted. As of now, all post-secondary institutes have their plans in place, and we do work in conjunction with IRCC. This isn't something that happens separately. So it would be very strange if all of a sudden IRCC said today, oh, okay, everybody can come now, because it would overload the system here. The reality is there are not a lot of flights or anything coming into Canada, despite what you may believe. And it's going to remain that way because we have flattened the curve substantially here, and we're hoping to keep it that way so you guys can get here for January. So I don't think anything would happen that quickly. So the reality is start online or defer if you feel more comfortable.
Thank you, Michelle. There's another question that you can answer as well from Jasprit Carl. I have not gotten my visa yet. Can I still be eligible to select my timetable on August the 10th or general business program?
Can you please email me separately, Jaspreet? I need to know more specific circumstances, when you applied and so on, and give you more specific information to your situation. So my email is my last name, RUICCI @niagaracollege.ca. I am the advisor for general business.
Amazing. And to all the panelists that are here, we have a very sweet message to us. It's Janie said, by the way, you guys are doing a great job. Hats off to you. I got all my answers. Thank you so much. Love from India. Janish, love from Canada.
That's nice. I saw that too. Thank you for that. So I saw another question, a student asking if they haven't received their visa yet, can they study online for the fall? And I can answer that, and then Michelle can of course add if she would like. But right now, Niagara College is strongly encouraging you to have your minimum stage 1 visa in order to study online. So the IRCC has said that your online studies, the time that you study online will count towards your postgraduate work permit application, but it must be a minimum of 50%, a maximum of 50%, sorry. But you do need a visa in order for that to be counted. So we are strongly recommending that you have, Michelle had mentioned there's 2 stages of visas that IRCC is administering right now, stage 1 and stage 2. So either your regular study visa or a stage 1 visa should be in hand in order for you to start your online studies. Michelle, do you want to expand on that at all? No, that's good.
No, they should really, again, these are very individual, each student. They're not blanket questions, like dates vary. Yeah, so I think each student should maybe email their ISA separately if they have questions about that, but you hit it spot on. You should have your study permit approval or approval in principle to be safe.
Okay, thanks, Michelle.
Joe, there's a question here from Mikal. Mikal is saying, hey, hello, we're coming from the Bahamas and we're under a hurricane watch right now. Can we have 5 more days added to the August 15th, please? Mikal, first of all, we hope that you take care and stay safe and everything goes well. But of course, under extraordinary circumstances, we'll do everything that we can to support you. So please email international@niagaracollege.ca and we'll do our best to help you, okay?
And I know we've had some other students that have requested to come after August 15th. So we want everyone to be here by August 15th as possible so that you can quarantine and then as Karan said, find your permanent housing, so for your studies, but also so that you've finished your quarantine in time for classes. However, we know that things come up, as Fernando has said, and we're here to work with you. And so please, you can also email Karan's team at the housing email, housing@niagaracollege.ca, and we'll support you with that.
So Karan, are you back, my friend? Can you talk to us about the quarantine plan now, if it's mandatory or not? Or are you still visiting the Terminator?
Give it a try.
No. It was a good try, my friend.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to put anything in the chat box, Karan.
Put it in the chat box.
Okay.
Or send me over WhatsApp and I can read your message here to everyone.
Okay.
Okay, back to the questions.
Okay, let's look for the questions. So again, sorry, go ahead, Fernando. I'll go next.
Okay, I was just gonna read a question from Natalia Lopez. Natalia is asking, hello there. I haven't received my study permit yet. What would happen if I don't receive any answer after the 10th day of classes? Would you like to tackle that, Joe?
Sure. So, so as we've said, we recommend that that if you're studying online, that you have your study visa, which will enable you to apply for your count that time towards your postgraduate work permit application. You have up until the 5th day of class. So if you're studying on campus, you have up until the 5th day of class to be on campus, but you don't have your visa yet. So if you're studying online, you can defer up until the 10th day of class. So you can withdraw or defer up until the 10th day class, and we can defer your offer letter to the following term if that program is available.
That's great. Thanks, Joanne. Okay, I'm looking for all the questions. You had a question that you wanted to answer, right?
Oh, again, I'm just seeing some questions from the Motive Power students. So I can certainly support you with answering that offline. So off this session, I have posted my email and I am working with your educational agent. So please talk to your agent, and the 3 of us can work together to help come up with a solution. So please take a look at the programs that are being offered on the list. There's offerings for either September 2020 or January 2021. And there's some programs are offered online and some programs were offered on campus. So please take a look at that, and I can support you with making a decision that works well for you. And also, again, my email's in the chat box if you'd like to email me separately, and please include your student number.
Thank you, Joanne.
Hello, Fernando. I wonder if
There he is. Yes, now we can hear you. Amazing.
I'm going to keep my video off in case if it's interrupting my internet.
Okay, fair enough. So there are
But
lots
I
of
will get
questions here
back to
about the
the question.
quarantine. If it's mandatory, what should they do? Please
Definitely.
enlighten us, my friend.
Definitely. So one thing everybody need to understand, the reason it's mandatory, it's because of health and safety reason. Like this is a very asymptomatic virus, and the reason we are asking students to use our quarantine facilities because we're using residents on campus so we can monitor it. We can reach out to you and you can reach out to us whenever you want, and we are available there. And things like we have 24-hour on-site support, and all those things will matter when you try to present your quarantine plan to CBSA officer. CBSA officer is looking for a very comprehensive quarantine arrangements, including from meals, including from medication needs, including if there be somebody at that location. If you need anything like 2 in the morning, what are you going to do? You cannot step out of your room. Things like that. Like now, if you have a quarantine plan, reach out to us, but we will go over that quarantine plan. We will make some calls to confirm that quarantine plan is in place. Think like this way. If you have a family friend live here and they have a spare room for your quarantine, that is not going to pass as a quarantine facility, because now you're looking at that whole family self-isolating with you for next 14 days because they all came in contact or the surfaces came in contact with you. So there's a lot of details to it. When you think if your friend is already in Niagara and have an extra bedroom, like again, your friend is also looking for self-isolate with you for next 14 days. So these are the things we have to consider. These are the things we have to make sure that, again, health.
Karan, you just cut off there. You were doing well, and then we lost you.
Health and safety is on the top priority here. Again, if you do have a quarantine plan, if you think. So yes, I was wrapping up pretty much saying that if you do have a plan, reach out to us, give us the details. We will verify the details. We will work with you. But in case if you think that plan is not valid enough, we will still offer you to opt in for our Niagara College mandatory quarantine plan.
Thank you very much, Karan.
Again, always remember, health and safety comes first.
Absolutely, absolutely. And please be mindful. She said that everything that Niagara College is doing for your best interest, is for protecting you as students, protecting your arrival in Canada, so you can, if you have on-campus classes, you can start safely and in a healthy environment. We have a question here from anonymous attendee, and is asking, who are EAP students? Which students are required to take the EAP test? And I'll answer that question to you. So EAP is our English for Academic Preparation program. So it's, if you still need to improve your English proficiency skills, so you're writing, you're listening, you're speaking, you're reading, you're coming here to our EAP program. And after you graduate our EAP program, then you meet the English proficiency requirement to start our post-secondary programs, being the undergraduate programs or the graduate programs, okay? So the only people that need to take the EAP test are the students that apply to study EAP this September, okay? But please be mindful that our EAP program this September, will be delivered fully online. So if you have any questions, email us at international.niagaracollege.ca, but don't worry, because we are here for you, okay?
I think I'm seeing a lot of this questions, I think, that Karan has answered with respect to quarantine and that program. And the other thing, when I'm looking at the questions, I just see over and over again the same questions with respect to, can I travel to Canada if I get my visa within the next month? Michelle, I know that you've made it clear, but could you just reiterate that final slide that you had, where you really talked about the importance of the student meeting those elements in order to travel. And again, just reiterating what Fernando said, we're doing this because we're doing what's in the best interest for you as a student, and we want you to come and study when the time is right. We really want to host you, believe us, but we also want to make sure you come when it's safe to do so. So Michelle, can you just reiterate those points? Because when I'm looking at the questions,
yeah, it's over and over and over. The hardest part of my job is having to kind of give reality checks to people. So we can sit here and be like, well, if the travel ban is lifted and what if, right now the situation is very, very clear. Again, IRCC, which is Immigration and Refugee Citizenship Canada, they make the regulations regarding travel, but they are not the ones who actually implement those regulations. That would be Canada Border Services. They are two separate agencies, and while they work together, there's nothing that says because you have a study permit before March 18th, they must let you in. That is not true. And I've been following on the boards, and we've had a number of students not allowed to leave the airport of their home country because they have CBSA officials in their home country, as well as students being turned back once they get into the country. That is made very clear. So we don't want that to be your experience, because that would be a terrible experience the first time you're coming to Canada. I would hate to see you get to the airport and they don't even let you leave, or worse yet, you take a flight over here and they send you back. So again, the only students currently who the travel ban does not apply to are for students who had study permits issued on or before March 18th. The only students I've seen be successful with that are students who had established themselves previously in Canada. So that means they had a permit and they were already here living in Canada, and for some reason may have left when the quarantine went into effect. Those are really the only students that they're allowing back in, because they have to come back and get their belongings and so on. They're not really allowing new people to come in. So if you haven't been in the country, even though you may have that study permit, you still have to prove that travel is essential. And essential is defined on their website. And an online course is not currently essential. Unfortunately, it just isn't. The fact that there are time zone differences, that's not essential, because most schools are aware of this and have created courses so that students can do it at any time. The fact that your power may go out is not essential. It goes out here. The fact that you chose a cheaper internet service provider or not a fast enough connection, that is not essential. I know those are not the things you want to hear, but essential means you really need to be here. And the only people who need to be here at this time are people who have some classes on campus and have that permit before March 18th. For the rest of you, hang tight. We're getting there. The more we all collaborate, the more we respect the travel bans, the faster we will get through this. And Canada is seeing that. We're seeing that in comparison to other countries. Our numbers are very low. And believe me, you will get here. You will get here. It might be January, but you're going to get here. So please just be patient. Don't rush it, because you're going to be disappointed when you can't get in.
Another thing, a question, and that I just thought, thanks Michelle for reiterating that, because it is so important, and that's our strongest message today, right? It's our strongest message is, please don't travel unless it's essential, according to the reasons that Michelle just said. We want your Niagara College journey to start off right, and we want you to be welcomed into our country. So I did see a question from a student asking, why other colleges are providing letters of support for students that are studying online. And our stance is, again, you may be turned away at the border. That's not a great way to start your Canadian experience. And Niagara College wants to ensure that the students are met with welcome arms when they come to Canada and to the college. So we're not prepared to provide letters and put you in harm's way or have any risk. So that's the reason that we're not providing that letter. So we want you to come. Please study online and know that you'll have those supports that you need. Sorry, Fernando, you look like you have a question that you want to answer. I can just tell you're itching over there.
No, I'm just listening to you. Yeah, but I have to reiterate that what we're doing here, we're doing it as safely as possible. And we are adhering to Immigration Canada and to their directives, right? Students have to understand that these restrictions were not imposed by Niagara College or by any college in Canada, but by the government of Canada, by immigration and the CBSA, Okay, so if you have any further questions, you're free to talk to us. But now I think it was through the ISA, so we've been clear that we will not provide support letters, travel support letters, for students that will have fully online programs this fall. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have 10 minutes left on the panelists. So we still have some questions to answer, and there's a interesting question from Senia Thompson, and Senia is asking, how can I defer my recreational therapy program to another semester since I cannot travel to Canada? How can she do that, Joe? It's very curious.
So what we can do is we can take a look at when the next program availability is. So, and then what you can do, so you could either work through your educational agent, and they can send an email on your behalf to Intel apply@niagaracollege.ca, which is our admissions team. Please always include your student number and your name, and just request a deferral. And our admissions team will provide a revised offer letter for the next available intake. So we would need to check on program availability, whether or not that program has availability in January. So you could also start by contacting your regional manager, who could support you with that. So again, you can work with your agent, you can work with your regional manager, or email intel@apply@niagaracollege.ca, and one of us will certainly assist you with that.
Exactly. So if you're considering deferring your program to the next available intake, what I would recommend is that you can check the program availability website at our international.niagaracollege.ca. Take a look over there, and if you feel that deferring is the best option for you, as Joanne said, you can email Intel Apply, talk to your educational agent wherever you are in the world, or email to us directly. But always, when you're communicating with Niagara College, being admission services, your regional manager, always indicate your full name, your student ID number, so it's easier for us to identify your application and help you through the process. So there's a question here from there. Two questions from Valentina. So one from Valentina Cuevas and other from Valentina Fajardo. And Joe, you can also help with that. So I'll blend these two questions for you.
Okay.
The Valentina Cuevas is asking, online students will have a student ID this term? That's question number one. And question number two from Valentina Fajardo is, how is the process with the health card or insurance?
Okay, so I've got two kids talking to me right now. So, guys, would you like to see my children? Okay. Fernando, I'm gonna have to ask you to take this one. I'm getting some distraction here.
That's okay. Okay, so all Niagara College students will have a student ID this term, okay? So Valentina Cuevas, don't worry, because every single student has a student ID, which is the number that will identify your application, and it's very easy for you as well to see it when you go to your MyNC portal, or even at your letter of acceptance, you will see your student ID number over there, okay? And for Valentina Fajardo, the question is, how is the process with the health card or insurance? So it all depends, Valentina, if you're having on-campus classes or fully online classes. So usually for on-campus classes, the health insurance, which is a mandatory health insurance, it's already included in your fees that you paid, so you already have this. And if you have any further questions, you can check our website, international.niagaracollege.ca, or email your regional manager, which by your name, I assume it is me. So you can email fegama@niagaracollege.ca, and I can help you with that as well, okay? But online programs, students studying online programs are in a different situation, and it can assess your situation better and walk you through the process.
Okay, I'm back, Fernando.
Okay, welcome back, Joanne.
Thanks for helping me with that. Well,
You're very welcome. We have 6 more minutes.
Okay.
So let's see what we can tackle over here.
Sounds good. Okay, so it says, will Niagara College increase fees if I defer from September to January? No, the fees would not be increased.
That was a quick answer. I like it.
Thanks.
So there's a question from Nain Heredia. Is there a problem if I do not have my visa by the time the online classes start? So Michelle Rich, are you there?
I'm still here.
Amazing.
Yeah, again, I would say please email your individual ISA. We need more specific information, like when you applied for your permit, and we want to give you specific dates. I believe IRCC basically gave the date of September 15th. That is the cutoff, but I'm not sure if that aligns with our day 10. I haven't looked at a calendar.
Our day 10 is September 22nd, and IRCC deadline was September 15th.
15th, yeah. So I would say email your ISA, because we're going to have to ask specific dates in your case to give you the best advice. I'm going to stick with the one Joanne said earlier, which is to be on the safe side, and you want to know that you're eligible for that postgraduate work permit, you need to have approval for a study permit or approval in principle.
Agreed.
I saw a question from a student that is in a one-year postgraduate certificate. So they want to know if they study 50% of their program online in September, and they study on campus in January, if they're eligible for that one-year postgraduate work permit. So yes, you are. Michelle, maybe I should let Michelle answer this one.
We don't know that yet.
Well, I was going to caveat it. We don't know.
Yeah, so this is okay. So what I can tell you is IRCC has been excellent in revising current regulations with the changing situation. So all of the revisions that have been done to date have stated that 50% will need to be completed in Canada. So, so again, we don't know what happens to students who are only doing a 1 year. Will they change those regulations again? So let's say January comes, again, we don't have a crystal ball. We don't know what's going to happen. So there are a couple things that could happen. January comes, they find it's online again. They may allow you to take a break, which normally you wouldn't be able to do. So they would ask you to stay in your home country, take a break, and then you come back for the last semester. The other option might be that they, I doubt very much that they'll change the regulations that they'll allow 100% online. I think we're going to see more likely that you would be allowed to have a break that you normally wouldn't be allowed to have, but it's too early to determine that. But please know that we have a government that depends heavily on international students, not because you guys are our future permanent residents, and they know that. So they try to create the rules to really facilitate this for you. So, and please know that we all fight for it too when things come up and IRCC says, how can we help these guys? We're all in there explaining that. So just stay posted, stay positive. You know, my hope is you're here for January. Let's just stick with that for now.
Great. And we have another very sweet message. Thank you guys so much. You're doing a wonderful job helping us. All the love from Canada, and I'm very much looking forward to see you here very soon. Okay, we have just a reminder to all students that we've been through this information session. We've been saying, please email us if you have any questions. But our advice is that please only send one email to us with the question, and do not send multiple emails, because when you send multiple, and we've seen in the chat say, let's spam them, let's send as many questions as possible so they will answer us. Not really. It will actually slow us down. So if you send multiple questions, it can create miscommunication and slow the answer to you. So send one question, write it well, what's going on, indicate your full name and student ID number, and we will be more than happy to help you in this process.
Sure. Michelle, you wanted to add something?
I do. For the students who are sending multiple emails to different people with the same question, trying to get a support letter, please understand we're a team. We work together. It's not somebody unilaterally deciding, hey, I'm not going to give this person a travel letter. That's not how it works. You're going to get the same response from everybody, unfortunately. So I've had a number of students that have gone through 3-4 advisors already. So for example, Welland students now asking me for a letter. it's very clear the travel letters are only going to people who have programs on campus. So no matter how many times you ask, no matter how many schools you try to tell us are giving letters, and many of which, by the way, I've seen that are schools that do not give postgraduate work permits. So that's something that I would be very worried about. The answer will be the same. So please, just one email to your ISA only, not every person at the school. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Just adding to that, though, our whole team is here to support you. I'm going to wrap it up now because we've been on for an hour and a half. But I just wanted to say something that Michelle had said in her last answer was just about, and then Fernando and I have reiterated throughout. Just please pay attention to the current travel restrictions. And again, we want you to come here when it's safe to do so. We are so excited to meet our future NC students and to help you start your NC journey. And it is going to be positive. You will get through this. We will get through this. We're here to support you. So please reach out to our amazing team whenever you have any questions. I'm sure there'll be a few more before September starts, but we are here for you, so please know that. So thank you for joining us today, and thank you to all my amazing, knowledgeable, passionate colleagues for being on the call and supporting the students with their answers. So I'm gonna close things out and wish you all the best. Stay strong and healthy, and can't wait to see you at NC when you can get here. Cheers.